I'm so fortunate, dare I say blessed, to have 21 of the most talented students in the world in my lab. We do what's called multi-dimensional data analysis, in which we can take clinical data and biochemical data and metabolomic data and genomics data, and we can put it all together and we can make sense of it. The hard thing right now in science is making sense of so much complexity. This transdisciplinary approach was critical to our COVID findings. My name is Dr. Chilton. I'm the director of the Precision Nutrition and Wellness Initiative here at the University of Arizona. When the pandemic broke out, we realized that we could examine patterns, molecular patterns, that might be different between mild and severe and those individuals who died. Do we know what that compound is?
That right there. The data are actually very interesting.
And when we looked for those patterns, we saw evidence for this enzyme that I'd studied 25 years ago called secretory phospholipase A2. We then went and looked, and sure enough, we saw the highest levels that have ever been seen in humans circulating in those individuals who died of COVID. So you say you're shooting for 1.7?
Yeah, 1.7 to 1.8.
So 25 years ago, when we were looking at this enzyme, we were looking at its role in initiating inflammatory responses. There began more and more evidence that this enzyme was playing a critical role in human defense against, in particular, bacterial infections. And if it sees membranes, which are around all cells, as foreign, it will completely shred those membranes. The surprise in COVID was when levels get to be this high, it turns on the host. It turns on the organs and plays a pivotal role, we believe, in causing the death from COVID. So now I'm working with some of the largest global operations in the world to take inhibitors to this enzyme and put them in clinical trials. And it's a good chance that those clinical trials would start in Africa. They would start in places where the vaccination rates are 2%. And they desperately need specific therapies. My other passion is Africa. For the last decade, we've been in Sudan. We were in Darfur when 2 million people were killed to genocide. During Darfur, we were able to build a runway, bring in tons and tons of supplies. And most recently, we built a hospital, one of 2 hospitals in the whole South Kordofan region, a region the size of Georgia. The first time I had gone to Darfur, a mother brings me a 4-year-old child that weighed 11 pounds. And this 4-year-old child, the mother is saying, please keep that child alive. For the next month, I was on a sat phone with the neonatal intensive care unit at Wake Forest, and we kept that child alive. That child is right there in that picture. That child's name is Abuk. And every time I went to Darfur after that, I would find Abuk. And I was forever changed by that. I tell scientists who come into my lab that this is not science. This is social justice. In all cases, there's a consistent theme of helping the people who are most persecuted. Clearly, what we've discovered here, what we've been fortunate enough to find with this transdisciplinary team, is by far the most important thing I've ever done. Maybe 100, 1,000 times more important. What I love to think that I work for and accomplish is to love the world. And that has been able to be done through my science, my work in Africa, and my books. And that seems to be the driver, but everything else has just been a miracle.